heart can be traded. My heart's a bit spaded. I'm not too prideful to up and leave. You've been on complacent. The tides have been changing. Love is just patience and for you.
What's up, bookish faves? Welcome to day 6 of week of favorites. Y'all, in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys some of my favorite romance books. Now, I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I honestly have a lot of romance books that I am absolutely obsessed with, that I just love dearly. And I didn't want this video to be too long. Now, I would just kind of rapid fire most of them, but I feel like if you watch some of my videos, you know the books that I am, quite frankly, cannot live without, will read over and over and over again to the point that I will memorize every word on every page. Y'all know, first of all, y'all know Kennedy Ryan books. I don't care what she write. I'm here for it. I'm here for everything Miss Kennedy Ryan writes. I'm obsessed with that lady. Like, I just be on Instagram reading her post because I'm so ready for the third book in the Skyland series to come out, y'all. It's crazy. Like, I just, and not only even her, Lauren Asher, her child, excuse them, but her writing is so good that I just don't even know what to do with myself after I finish reading some of her books, as well as Anna Hung. Your, not even her, A. Valdez. I love her books. Who else, y'all? I just want to get the basics out the way that you guys know. I just got into Christina C. Jones, y'all. That lady book right there, her books are superb. If you haven't read any Christina Jones books, I just read Ante Up. I'm going to leave it right here on the screen for you guys so you guys can go check that book out. So good. So good, y'all. It's the High State series by her. And I am obsessed, y'all. I am so obsessed, as well as Kimberly Brown. I'm going to leave a picture of a book that I read by her, the Expiration Day, and then one of her most famous books, Rhythm Blues. I haven't read that one yet, but that's the one that most people refer to when they say anything about her. They recommend you read Rhythm and Blues because they're obsessed with that book. I haven't read it yet. I am dying to read it. I am obsessed. It's just, y'all, so many books, so many amazing romance authors. It's just so many to choose from, y'all. I don't even know. I don't even know where to start, if we're being honest. But we're going to start with this list that I made because I want to go ahead and kind of share with some of the books that I haven't shared in other videos, I guess you can say. And I'm going to start with the ones that I read on Kindle and I don't have the physical copy of. And the first one is A Night. Who wrote A Night? I think her name is, I think the same lady that wrote the other one. L. O'Rourke, I think. Let me check because for some reason I'm drawing a complete blank right now who wrote that book. Let's see who wrote it. The picture is on the screen, so you guys already know who wrote it before I do. But I just need to make sure. The cover is, I'm pretty sure it's a new cover to it by now, but the one that's on the screen, I doubt it. No, Melanie Harlow, she wrote it. It's part of her Cloverleaf Farms. It's book 6. I haven't read any other book in that series or the interconnection standalone beside this one. Now this one is about a firefighter and I think she's like a nanny. Is she a nanny? I believe she's a nanny. I can't even remember what she was, but anyways, She ends up moving next door to this firefighter. He's a single father. Did I mention he was a firefighter? And she ends up moving across the hall with him, across the hall to him. And his daughter one day kind of wanders in her apartment. Like she sees that a new lady moved across the hall, and she just kind of wandered her way into the lady apartment. They're in there talking and having full-blown conversation. Meanwhile, her daddy is having a whole-blown heart attack because she don't wandered off without his knowledge, and that's how they end up meeting. The spice, the chemistry, the single father, the small town romance, y'all. I'm here for a good small town single father romance. Like, that is one of my favorite tropes or genres to read, is a single father small town romance. Like, kids in books can be a hit or miss sometimes, because sometimes they write kids where they seem like they're older than what they portray them, like they're older than what they supposed to be, like they're wiser than their age or something. But people who have kids know kids, or people who've been around kids know kids, don't really be like giving life lesson advice. And I really enjoyed the little girl in this book. She was super cute, super childlike. She just chef kiss. I loved her in that book. Now, I also mentioned Ante Up by Christina C. Jones. I told you guys to read her books. This one is about Asha, who is a, I guess you could say like a waiter at this casino, and she's basically trying to save up money to enter into this what is it called? Poker? Yeah, poker tournament. And she's dealing with her family issues. Her dad was abusive. Her brother, like, she abuses her mom, her brother. And she's basically this helping taking care of them. Her brother he's one of those guys that go out and do crazy stuff and want you to save him and help him. It's so good, y'all. He ends up getting to this incident with her ex-boyfriend, where he ends up beating him half to death, and here she goes having to give away her poker money to save her brother. And he just continues to do crazy stuff. Ante Up, first, I just skipped over the main part about this book. She ends up having a one night stand with this guy in a hotel room, and comes to find out it's her boss, the guy that runs the casino. She's never really met him. He has an on-site manager, but she's never really met the boss of the casino. And she ends up having a one-night stand with him. The next day she goes into work. He's in town to, I guess, like, to check in on his casino and everything. And she finds out that he was the guy that she had one night stand with. And the way he treated her when they first encountered each other again was very jackass like. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, because it rubbed me the wrong way, because I would have slept it. But yeah, read it. You'll enjoy it. I think that all the no, A Worthy Love by A.E. Valdez. Now, I'm put it on the screen. I mentioned this multiple times a long time ago, but this one is about this girl named Marissa, who finds out that she is dating a married man. Now, she did not know. And instead of the wife confronting her husband about dating this lady, she go become friends with Marissa. Like, some real weirdo type stuff. She goes become friends with Marissa and then invite her to this party. When she gets to the party, she ends up seeing the guy that she's dating there. And she's all happy to see him, but then the wife calls him over. I guess just to prove a point to Marissa, like, I know you was messing around with my husband. Instead of being mad at your husband for cheating on you, you take it out on her. And you try your best to embarrass her and make her look like the bad guy. Like, she was the problem. Like, she's the reason that your husband is cheating. Like, she didn't know. She didn't know he was married. She didn't know anything about that. And instead of you addressing it and just letting it be, you did some weird stuff. Then, just child, in order to move on from that, she ends up linking up with her friends and having a one night stand with Asher, who is this sensitive, rich man. Now, she tells him, like, he's a group, like, they're friends or whatever. They're in the same friend group or whatever. And she tells him, like, hey, if we hook up and you give me the best 8 hours of your life, like, give me the best 8 hours that you got in you, don't say nothing to nobody else about it, because I don't want it to be weird in our friend group. This guy, he can't hold water, ends up coming out the room the next morning and telling his friends like what happened. Y'all, it's crazy. It's a really good book, but he redeemed himself. I'm not even gonna lie to you. He redeemed himself. He's a really good guy. He's a good man. Savannah, read it if you haven't. But I think those are all the KU books that I have to mention that I don't have on site. But we're gonna go ahead into the physical copies that I have right here in front of me, and we're gonna start off with Heartless by Elsie Silvers. Now this is about Kate Easton and Willa is hired on to be Cade Easton's baby, what is it, nanny for the summer, because his son is out of school, his dad is getting older, and he feel like his dad just let his son does whatever he want to do. So he wanted a on-site babysitter, and he hires Willa, who happens to be Summer from the first book best friend. Now Willa and his son, well, the baby mom kind of ran off because she didn't want to be a parent, and she felt like she can do better out in the streets. Now, with that, like I was saying, I'm sorry about the noise outside, but she ends up moving in with them and becoming the son's nanny, making sure he's taken care of, having fun with him. Him and Willa kind of grow this bond where a lot of stuff end up happening, y'all. This is like my favorite book in the Chestnut Spring series. I'm not even gonna hold you. I love Willa and Kate relationship. Like I said, I love small town single father romances. So this one right here, it ate for me. I'm not even gonna lie to you. The next book is The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. This is about this girl named Clementine who Auntie ends up passing away and leaving her apartment in New York. Now, the auntie told Clementine's before, like, hey, the apartment is magical and it may, you may come in and end up somewhere else. Now, Clementine didn't believe her until one day she ends up entering an apartment with 7 years in the past. Now, she thinks she's in the wrong apartment, or she thinks that she's like losing her mind. But anytime she leave out the apartment, she's in the present day. But anytime she go in apartment, she's 7 years, where she's met by this guy who happens to be an up and coming chef in the past, but he's a chef in the future. When I first started, like, y'all, this book was so good. I really enjoyed this book. I enjoyed everything about this book. I enjoyed the romance. I enjoyed the aspect of New York, the setting in New York. I enjoyed the banter between the two. I enjoyed them watching them getting to know each other and finding out information and all this stuff. Y'all, I really enjoyed the crap out of 7-Year Slip. I really want the a limited edition cover that Destiny Sitwell has. Is pink, so beautiful. I really want that. I need to find out where she got it from so that I can order it, because this book right here is so good, y'all. It's worth the hype that everyone has been saying it is. So if you haven't read it, read it. You won't be disappointed. Well, who am I to say? You might be disappointed, but I enjoyed it. Now, the next one is Out on a Limb by Hannah Bohm Young. Y'all, when people was talking about this book, I was like, it's no way this book can be as good as everyone said it was. But y'all, this book is so good. This book is about Wen, who happens to have a little hand. Now, she ends up having a one-night stand with Bo and ends up pregnant. Now, instead of Bo being the type of guy that's like, well, I just met you out here, we ain't doing all that. Like, he stepped up and kind of, and like, I want a part of this baby life, just as like we both had this baby together. Move in with me, we can do this together. Like, he was a total stand-up guy, y'all. I really enjoyed the crap out of this book so much. It just was so like, oh, I just love this book so much, y'all. I'm just so glad that they released it in Books A Million. I had to get this copy of it when I saw it. So it's just, obsessed. I need to finish reading the rest of her books, but obsessed. Now, the next book I have to mention is The Summer of Broken Rule by K.L. Walters. This is about Meredith. Meredith, she ends up losing her sister, and her family used to go to, what is it, Martha Vineyard for the summer, and they haven't been in a while since they lost their sister, but they ends up going back for, I think, her cousin's wedding. Now, when she's there, she meets this guy that her cousin brother or something like that, her cousin fiance brother, or our cousin or something. I don't remember the aspect of their relationship, but they end up doing this game where I think it's called the Assassin, where you get a name in the mailbox and you have to basically shoot that person with a water gun or something, and if you get shot, you lose. And it's just reading this book is so summertime, so refreshing to read, just so good. Like, I just really enjoyed her, watching her overcome her grief of losing her sister, finding love, and enjoying her time with her family, revisiting Martha Vineyard with her family. I enjoyed the wedding aspect. I enjoyed, like, it was just so good, y'all. It was just, I don't know, I just really love fun summertime gamey books. Like, it's just something that does something to me, if I must say so myself. Now, last but not least, The Simple Wow by K.L. Tucker. This one is about Kella Fletcher. Her dad lives in Alaska. He owns this airline, I guess you can call it like an airline, freight line in Alaska. Now, she ends up getting a call from someone telling him, like, hey, your father is about to die from cancer. Can you come out and spend these last few moments with him? Now, she haven't really seen her father since she was younger, because her mom ended up leaving because she didn't like living in Alaska. She said Alaska was boring and all that good stuff. So she ends up leaving, and Willa haven't really spent time with her. Not Willa. Why do I want to keep calling everybody Willa? Kella haven't really spent any time with her father, so she ends up going back to spend time with him, where she meets, what is this guy named? I don't know the guy, Jonah. His name is Jonah. He ends up meeting Jonah, who happens to be her father's next door neighbor. He's this grumpy guy who just, I don't know. I don't know what was wrong with him. But when I started reading this book, I was so locked in to the point where I just didn't know. I just could not stop reading it. But those are all the books I have to recommend for you guys in today's video. If you enjoyed today's video, give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.
I'm calling bullshit. Say you got it, but you ain't got nothing. Bad bitches don't say shit, they just come.